when I saw you and her talking. Something deep down in my soul said, cry, girl. When I saw you and her walking now. See, I'd rather go blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me, child. See, I love you so much that I don't want to let you go now, honey. But most of all, I just don't want to be free, yeah. I was just sitting there thinking about your kisses and your warm embrace, yeah. When the reflection in the glass that I held to my lips now, darling, revealed the tears that were on my face, yeah. And baby, I would rather go blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me, child. Ooh, I would rather go blind, boy, than to see you leave me, boy.
That's it. There you go, busting it out first thing in the morning. And you know what? Following after the KTV remix, we have KTV remix judge showing that she can deliver Motown. You can teach him, right? All right, we are shifting gears and we are getting all the details. It is once again the end of summer, which for anybody who pays attention, that means there's a Frankie Reneau concert coming up. And this time, it's about Motown. We have with us on set the one and only Frankie Reneau, who is an artist and composer, and we have communications and marketing officer at NICH, Neil Hall. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start off by getting an update from you, Frankie, as to what you have been up to.
Up to?
Up to,
Well,
yes. What's the latest?
In London, I am mainly a teacher. I don't do too many performances, classical performances. I am absolutely occupied to the hilt. I work even Monday to Saturday. And sometimes Sunday I play the organ in my local church for my sins.
That's all day.
No, that's not all day. That's 2 hours or 3 hours of my life. Really.
So not that much sins.
No, that's not many sins. And no, so I can't. My life is not full and exciting as some might think. And in my kind of profession, that doesn't really happen.
You save the excitement for when you come back to Belize every summer.
Precisely.
Oh,
I look forward to this all the time. I mean, from the moment I leave, I start planning.
Really?
Yes, and I was saying to someone the other day that I wait until December is finished. As soon as January begins, I think, right, I'm going home. Because it feels, that's
it's
the
within
next
that
year.
year.
Yeah. So that's what I've been, and I've been preparing for this show.
Yeah.
I started early because, as you will perhaps ask me later, how many songs there are. There's quite a few songs, and so I need to sort of listen to all this, examine it, and in fact actually choose the program that I think could be best. So I've had my time filled up, and I do other composing as well, classical things. Talking about which, I must say, I actually did some arrangements of the national anthem for a quartet, string quartet, which would help, when people are going around the country, instead of having a singer all the time, you could have a string quartet playing it. And I did a series of songs called Plantation, which involves Pingwing Juk Me, Wouldn't Go Back to Iguana Creek, you know, the old favorites, and Queen of the Bay, all done for 4 players, quartet, as I said, string quartet. So I have been busy.
Yeah, and that was because you wanted to? That's,
Yes, and these things
you were in London missing Belize and said, let me just work on
it. It's very, very strange because that idea, writing for a string quartet, never occurred to me.
Yeah.
Until one day I was somewhere in Oxford or somewhere and someone was talking about something and the idea popped up in my head for something they said, look, why don't I write an arrangement of the national anthem? Having done that, I was so pleased with what came out, I decided to continue. So that's how it happens with composers. You get a little spark of an idea and then it comes into fruition.
Okay. I gotta ask, how painstaking is the process of putting together a program for a concert that's pretty much your baby? How painstaking is it?
You mean which kind of concert?
The concert, your annual concert.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
I shan't go into details about that. But there are lots of people, and if there are more people, there are more problems. And that makes sense, doesn't it? So that there are things to deal with, personal as well as musical. And perhaps the personal ones doesn't suit me. I prefer to deal only with music and get all that done. But even then there are problems because my interpretations and what I want,
Your expectations.
I have to ask them to do it. And all that takes time and pain.
pain for your ear.
Well,
right?
not pain for my ear, but pain for being impatient. I like things to be done quickly.
And we know from previous conversations, whether you admit or not, you are a bit of a perfectionist, especially in the shows that you put together.
Being a perfectionist is part of my life and my classical music as a performer. I spent 7 hours a day practicing, 7 hours a day, even when I was at school, because I wanted to get it right. And there was lots of competition around me, so you had to keep up.
Yes.
So it's not that I want to be perfect, it's just that I find imperfection not agreeable.
I will use your description of it. But my question is, last year we saw you with your original composition for the September celebration.
Yeah.
And this year you're putting together a Motown show. Is it less pressure when it's not your original work?
Yes, a little less.
Yeah.
But it's still the outcome that's more important, what you're striving for.
Okay.
And it's much more complicated than me just playing on the piano, because the piano is just there. But when there are different instruments, musicians, and all the singers, the soloists, and different areas, the soprano, alto, tenor, backing, all these are all little areas that have to be attended to. To attend to them all at once is very, very difficult. So you have to do it in bits and bits, and then you dare to hope that when you put it together, it will all be a mess, and then
that you get to clean up.
And then you have to clear it up again, yeah.
Is it more important to deviate or is it more important to stay true to the song? Because I know I play in a band and our musical director never gives us a composition of the exact song. It's always different. So how important is
That is good for what it is. But you have to be very careful. What I am doing, we've had this conversation, not with you, but when you are dealing with Motown, which is a very special era, and I think sometimes people think if you get the melody right and you sing the right notes, then everything is fine. It's far from fine. There's much to do about balancing and particularly style. I am a fanatic of style. As a classical player, I can't play something that was written in 1685 the way they would play perhaps in the 20s. You have to give the composer his what he's due. So I have to observe the disciplines of that time and create a song that actually fits the time in which it was written. And this is why for Motown, I'm keen. Some things you can deviate from, like a few things you can change the whole style to some degree, but I personally prefer to get it as near to the time as I can. Doesn't mean the voice will be, nothing will be the same because we're all very different people
Yeah.
and all different singers.
Yeah.
But I mean, the basic disciplines I think should be observed,
Yeah.
and I do make a point of that.
Well, we saw you, the cameras didn't see you, but we saw you paying attention to Rajani's performance. So, Rajani, I can tell you, he seemed to approve. There was a nod. There
I
was
did
a
approve.
nod.
Rojani doesn't give me any trouble, I have to say, except off stage.
Neil, of course, this is a yearly event
Yes.
put out by NICH, and a lot of people look forward to the productions by Frankie. You're actually behind the scenes as well. You get to see him working with the performers as they prepare. Tell us about your experience.
I will be honest with you, and I've not been to one of his practices.
Mm.
This stems from Timeless Motown Memories, but there are lots of things that NICH is involved in for
Yeah.
the September celebration, and that keeps me busy
Yeah.
getting those programs and projects together and making sure that they're up to par and ready to launch on the specific time.
Okay.
So I am just as excited as you are to actually go to one of the shows, and I am looking at Thursday
Yeah.
because I can't wait.
You want the first show.
That's
Yeah.
right. And I'm just as excited as you are to go and attend and sit in the audience and be able to make my noise and not be sitting up straight and smiling and everything, but to be wild and myself.
So, Neil, who are you appealing to though? Because I know that this is an annual concert, and if you're a Belizean, you know that it happens, but not everybody goes. So,
No.
who are you appealing to?
We know that Motown music appeals to just about everyone.
Yeah.
So this is for anyone who appreciates R&B, who appreciates a hint of jazz, who appreciates almost classical music, not quite, but almost. It's for people who can appreciate a live show. It's for people who just are looking for an opportunity to get out and have some really fantastic fun and experience. And this is what is driving me to go. Experience the thrill, the joy, the pain of good music. Because when Rajani sings certain songs, you don't want that person to walk away.
Yeah, I
like she
told
did
her, I
earlier,
said
and
the song
I
makes
was
me
like,
want to cry.
exactly, and that's what you go for in something like this. You go
Yeah.
for the feeling that you leave with. You go for the feeling that the song invokes within you. You go for the feeling that the artist is able to then share with you and have you meld with them for just that 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then when that song is over, you're like, oh.
You got it
That's the
out.
reality.
So please take your partner with you.
Before you start hugging strangers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Frankie, why Motown?
Always fascinated. It's my era, without giving my age away, that is. And
Well, we did a couple weeks ago when we explained to Belizeans what Motown was, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's pass on quickly.
Okay.
No, I was brought up with those songs, Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder, all those, knew them like the back of my hand.
Okay.
And I've always in the back of my mind wanted to have a show like this. We met, I think 2 years ago, we did a few numbers and people
Yeah.
appreciated them very much.
Yes.
But it was my big thing to try and have a whole show of it.
Yeah.
And this whole the nostalgia and the glitter of that era. I wish we were rich enough to have all, lots of silver things and all these ladies walking on in their long gowns. And, oh, that's what I wish. And I intend to do it one day again.
Okay. With the long
With
gowns.
the glitter, yes, and the long gowns, yes.
Now, I joked, and obviously, I'm sure you know, you're in Belize during the summer. We have a very popular singing show, entertainment show that is happening at the Bliss. We did Motown a few weeks ago as one of the genres. And I think that Belizeans were very surprised that they knew all the songs that
Yes,
came
yeah,
on
yeah,
stage,
yeah.
which I expect will be the same taking
Yes,
place.
as the thing called it, timeless Motown
Yeah.
memories. They're timeless. Good things are always timeless.
Yeah.
I played Bach from 1685. And that dead people's music, they keep saying to me. But a good tune, or it's always a good tune.
And I just to add to that, I heard the other day someone was talking about the show, and they're like, yes, Motown, and they were talking to a younger person, meaning younger than I, meaning 20s and 30s. And they said, it's the stuff that you guys sample now to put in the background of what you're listening to now, thinking it's brand new.
Yep.
And then he sang a few examples, or he actually like hummed certain instrumental pieces, and the guy was like, oh, from so-and-so. He goes, no, from the Temptations.
Yeah.
Oh, from, And he was
That's
like, I think I want to go.
Okay. Yeah, it's all songs that we do know, and I'm sure it probably was a bit challenging putting together the lineup that you wanted the performers to deliver.
Well, yes, most of the people that are performing are ones that I've used before.
Yeah.
And those are the major talents that I've heard. I'm never here to sort of listen to all the people there are.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are lots of other people out there too, and it's good exposure for them to have. So I think we must branch out also and use what we have for the experience, but also try and bring other people into it.
So was it a process of you putting artists with songs, or were they
Yes,
able to?
that I find is very important. Not anybody can sing a song, even though they can sing it, but certain things in the line of the music and the tone with which it has to be delivered means that I choose who I think should sing it, or who would sing it best, if you like. Yeah.
And was that a difficult process? Was it?
To a degree, because I have to sort of, in my musical mind's eye, remember how they sing.
You have to remember how they sing?
Well, yes, I have to place it in front of me in my mind. And I will hear the sound of the voice and, that's the person for that song. And that's how you do it. You remember their voice. It's like an instrument. You remember the sound of the instrument.
You have some new singers with you this year?
Any what?
Some new singers with you this year?
Well, not really. Who do I have new? Of course, Denise Castillo, who I hadn't worked with before,
Okay.
and who is really,
Gorgeous
really,
voice.
Yeah.
Yes, gorgeous voice. She's been doing
Winner.
Guess Who?
Yeah.
Who can guess who she's playing?
I don't know.
Begins with G, her first name. Gladys Knight.
Oh, there we
And
go.
the Pips. Have you heard Gladys Knight and the Pips?
I have heard Gladys Knight. I'm trying to think of how Denise's voice matches
Well,
with.
you will hear. You'll hear.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it actually matches quite well. Better than I thought at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she's.
Was there an artist or one of the performers that you were working with that was difficult to match to the right song?
It's a difficult question. I can't remember the song. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Otherwise, I'd have taken it away and given it somewhere else.
And the musical composition, how difficult was it to find music artists to fit into the performances? You know, because not everybody can play a piano. Not everybody can play the piano the way that it sounded in the 50s. Not everybody can, you know.
Oh, are you talking about the
instruments,
the
the
band.
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 Yes, we are hampered in a little way by certain things, technology and all the rest of it, to do what I would actually want to do. But we have the piano, we have the guitar, keyboard, that's very important. That sort of fills in the spaces. And of course the drums. But we have a few people on the trumpet and saxophone sort of thing. But in an ideal world, we'd have much more than that. But we can't have that unless some rich donor. Do you know any?
I thought they all lived in London.
Good answer.
Is that why you're back?
No, so we have to deal with what we have, and they're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
It's just my mind's eye is very occupied, as you can tell. I hear something far, far bigger, and that's when I win the lottery. That's when I propose to do such a thing.
Okay. Well, we are looking forward to the show, and one of the best things, Neil, is that there are 2 nights. So just in case, you will have an option to choose which night you can go to, or if one sells out, you got to get it on the other day, yeah?
It's Thursday, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. at the Bliss, and then it's also going to be on Friday as well, the 31st and the 1st. So if you can make it to both, if you can't, then please hurry up and buy your ticket, because you just might be disappointed for the one you would have wanted to go to.
And you said Friday is selling very fast, right? So that's probably going to be the first to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to see it first.
You want to
So
see it? You're doing the
I'm on
Thursday. Yeah.
I want to see it first.
I want to see them work out all the nerves on stage, right?
Nerves are the best thing.
Yeah. So What can people expect? What do you want to tell viewers that they can expect from this particular show?
A night of my usual phrase of nostalgia and glitter. As much glitter as we can afford. No, the singers are all very, very, very talented indeed. And everything is going well. We just have to get everything all balanced. And I think with the hype from the audience, if we can have that, that will make a truly wonderful evening. We need them as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Where can we get tickets?
The Bliss. 227 2110.
Okay.
And tickets are going for?
$20 for general, $30 for reserved. Reserved is a limited space. So make sure you take advantage and call as quickly as you can. Tickets are already on sale, have been on sale, and we are looking forward to having you enjoy yourselves at this fantastic experience. It truly will be a timeless Motown memory for those who attend.
And it starts at 8 p.m., right?
And can I just mention, because I think things slip me by as I get older, that Carlos Perotti has been in charge of the band, which is comprised of him, Herschel, Armstrong, Justin, and his father, who plays the Cass on the drums. Who else have I left out?
Lynn.
Benoit, yes, and Lynn, of course.
Yeah.
A stalwart, Lynn is always there.
All right. And we actually have a closing performance for the segment as well. We have, you just mentioned him, Justin Castillo. And I want to say, first of all, thank you for stopping in and giving us the details. Tickets are on sale. $30 for reserved, $20 general. The show starts at 8 on Thursday and Friday. Get them early to ensure that you get your ticket. Frankie, it's always great having you on set. Thank you for stopping in and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
So we close off now with a performance by Justin Castillo.
I did you wrong. My heart went out of play, and in the game I lost you. Oh, what a price to pay. And I'm crying. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, mistakes. I know I made a few, but I'm only human. You've made mistakes too, and I'm crying. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh. Baby, if we can't solve any problem, why do we lose so many tears? Oh, saw you go again when the leading man appears. Oh, it's always the same team. Can't you see we got everything going on and on and on? Every time you go away, take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Go on and go free. Maybe you're too close to see. I can feel your body move, but does it mean that much to me? I can go on living the same team. Can't you see we got everything going on and on and on? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go, every time you go away, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Thank you.